Under Mauricio Pochettino, Chelsea has faltered, lacking the spark needed for victory. Inconsistent performances amidst incredible spending sprees, and also fans' unrest call for a change.
Make it happen.
So it's time for a return to glory with Jose Mourinho, the special one, known for his tactical brilliance and his winning mentality. Mourinho's history with Chelsea just speaks volumes. 3 Premier League titles and an incredible team spirit built that the fans could back. And in our rebuild today, with that man right there, we're bringing him back to Chelsea. We want to bring back the winning traditions whilst also keeping in mind FFP, which clearly, seemingly is becoming an issue for Chelsea, where it also kind of states that they can't even afford to sack Pochettino right now because that would break the rules of spending in the Premier League. That is how the situation could be at Chelsea. So let's dive in and bring back the glory days of Chelsea with the Mourinho tactics and his style of play. Back in the day, Jose Mourinho did kind of implement a 4-2-3-1 type of system where players like Oscar would hold down the middle with Eden Hazard down the wings and players like Drogba up top. But as we speak, that is not the style he has been playing lately. Currently, at AS Roma, where he obviously got fired, he was playing mostly a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-2-1 type formation. And that is something that I want to go ahead and try and implement into this Chelsea team. Looking through social media as well, I've seen so many people talk about them going ahead and actually playing that style already, the 3-4-2-1. Fans have been asking for it. They don't want to have that back 4 lineup with 2 in the middle with Caicedo and Enzo. They actually want something like this, at least some of them. So let's see if this is something that we can implement, because obviously Jose Mourinho has gone away from that 4-2-3-1 at Chelsea back in the day to now implement this new system possibly into Chelsea. As we are recording, we have Chelsea sat in the 11th position. A devastating loss against Wolves was the last result that Pochettino picked up, where they lost 4-2 against them. And Wolves, by the way, massive respect to what they have been able to achieve so far. But a club like Chelsea should be nowhere near the 11th position. A club like Chelsea is supposed to be in at least the top 6, ideally in the top 4, just historically speaking, in terms of like the last 10 to 15 years. And if we think about the era that Jose Mourinho had at Chelsea, there was a time where they were one of the most dominant teams when it came to games at home. And they need to turn that stadium back into an absolute fortress where people are actually scared to come in and play against you, because it used to be that way. So right now, what are we looking at with this Chelsea team if we wanted to play a 3-4-2-1 or a 3-5-2 type of formation that Mourinho could possibly implement, because it is what he has been using at AS Roma? Now, I think in terms of centre-backs, Chelsea do have the pieces to go ahead and get things done, but obviously injuries and all that stuff is not necessarily helpful to this team. You have the likes of Fofana, who in my opinion is one of the better ball-playing centre-backs in world football in terms of his age and stuff, but the boy has been plagued with too many injuries. If you want to play this 3-4-2-1, I don't think Disasi is the one. Now, Thiago Silva, I don't think he's going to be here for much longer in terms of like a player that is being relied on to play an entire season. The odd game here and there I can see happening, but if we are looking at someone that is 38 years old, still class, don't get me wrong, but I feel like with the game that it is today, he probably needs to be moved to the bench ideally at some point. Colwill is perfect for this one. I think he could be the perfect left centre-back. He has that progressive passing. He has somewhat a little bit of that pace that could be working out in that wide centre-back position, basically. And then looking into midfield, you have Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Now, I understand their seasons haven't been that great alongside with the entirety of the rest of the team, but I still think Enzo, in my opinion, is one of the brightest talents in midfield still, because I've watched him at River Plate, I've watched him at Benfica, and I've seen him at Chelsea, and he's nowhere near the level that he used to be. And I don't necessarily put it down to him playing against tougher competition. Yes, that does make a difference, but I still feel like Enzo has so much to offer to this Chelsea team. With Caicedo, I gotta be real, I'm actually disappointed. I didn't think he would turn out to not necessarily be what they basically bought him for. They bought him for over 100 million. Liverpool wanted this guy for over 100 million. They were willing to pay it, apparently. So surely there is a player in there. And at Brighton, everyone was capable of seeing it. So it's not even the fact that he came from a different league. We already saw what Caicedo can do in the Premier League. And yes, he's had some decent, some great performances this season as well. But generally speaking, people are expecting so much more from that pairing. They thought that would be the midfield for years to come. And I'm going to try and change the trajectory of their careers with this one. Now, Nkunku, he has to be the most important piece of this puzzle. In my opinion, a healthy Nkunku is what could genuinely save Chelsea in the upcoming season. This one, there's not much to save. Yes, sure, you could try and get into the top 6, top 7, maybe get Conference League football, something like that. But I do feel like moving forward, Nkunku is going to be one of the most vital pieces to this Chelsea team, alongside Cole Palmer, who has been ridiculous. His numbers are great. He's basically comparable to the likes of Phil Foden at Manchester City right now. Obviously, being a former Manchester City player, you can just see the technical side of his game is really, really good. And the way he is stepping up and taking those penalties. I understand that a lot of people look at penalties and think, oh, it's an easy thing to do. I don't think it is. I don't think people understand how much pressure is on you when you're right in front of the goalkeeper and you have 50,000 odd people screaming at you to either score or to miss. So I respect what he's doing for this team. And then Nicholas Jackson, I gotta be real. I think, if anything, he should be a backup striker at Chelsea. That is probably what needs to happen. And, of course, we need to keep in mind what's going to happen with this whole FFP situation. So before I even think about buying anyone into this career mode, we need to sell. We need to be very cutthroat with this. Ian Maatsen, by the way, unfreaking real. Like, genuinely speaking, unbelievable performances for Dortmund in his first 3 to 4 games. You guys, I've watched him at Burnley before he joined Chelsea again, and I thought, oh, if this boy can bring out half of the performances that he had at Burnley in that Chelsea squad, fans are going to love him. But now he's showcasing exactly those abilities at a team like Dortmund. And it just shows, if these types of players who have so much potential in them are put into the right structure, things can work out. So let's see which players are not going to be fitting into this structure anymore, especially keeping in mind the formation that we want to play. So the rebuild has already begun, and we are looking at a team that is now set up in the 3-4-2-1 formation, with Cole Palmer now actually a center forward. Reece James I'm going to turn into a right midfielder, and I genuinely think he could be perfect for this position in that spot. Now left midfield, I'm going to give Raheem Sterling this season, and in midfield, actually, forget Caicedo, man. We don't need him. We can go with Enzo Fernandez and Conor Gallagher. A lot of Chelsea fans have been loving his performances this season, and according to Opta, who track all the stats for the players, he has been one of their best players this year. So Conor Gallagher is going to be the one in hard times. He is stepping up for this team, and I truly believe if they were to play this formation, these two could actually work out in those spots. Now, having said that, Enzo is 5'10", Conor is 6 foot. It doesn't really represent a lot of physicality in there, but at the back, Colwill now has turned into a centre-back where he gets a massive boost on his rating. He's now up to a 78. And Fofana, for me, is the future in that spot. Now, you obviously will get to see this part of the game as well, where I will show you that I've let go of a bunch of players that are not going to be of any use. We will not have the left-back position, and I don't think Cucurella is a left midfielder either. So he is gone for 26.4. Disasi, I don't think he has a space in this team. He's going to be someone that wants to play in a starting 11. For me, he's not going to be in there. 24 million, he has been sold. And yes, I've been very cutthroat with this. Ben Chilwell is gone, 21.5. I believe just like Reece James, he could actually play in that left midfield spot, but I'm going to give Raheem Sterling the upper hand in this battle. So Chilwell, I'm sorry, buddy, you are going to go. Broja obviously has left already. He's on a loan with a potential buy option, I believe. And then Ian Maatsen is at Dortmund. And if he continues like this, I think Dortmund will do anything they can to sign him, which will be tough, because if he continues like this, he's going to be worth 50+ million. Romeo Lavia has gone out on loan. I want these types of players to get playtime away from the club and gain confidence again. And the same goes for Mudryk. My God, bro, this guy had so much potential coming in. The Ukrainian Neymar, they said, and now it seems like his confidence is completely shot. And the same goes for Madueke. Yes, he had a couple of decent performances, but I still do believe the jump from PSV Eindhoven to Chelsea and the Premier League was just too much for him to handle. Let's send him out to Benfica, a club that is known for helping youngsters becoming incredible players. So I think him going out on loan there will have a very positive effect on his career, and he can then come back and help us out possibly down the line. So with all that being done, let's go into the finances section and let me show you that we actually have brought in a bunch of money in terms of earnings. Yes, we are looking at transfers. 92.4 million have been brought into the club. I am not going to spend that because FFP is already showing concerns about Chelsea's spending. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave it like that and attack the season with what we have, at least for the first year. Let's see what Mourinho could pull off with that 3-4-2-1 formation. Also, by the way, what do you guys think about the situation at AS Roma? Since De Rossi has come in, they have gone ahead and won 2-1 and then 4-0 the next match after. Seems like the players are kind of rallying around the AS Roma legend. Very happy to see that. I would love nothing more than De Rossi remaining a coach of AS Roma as long as he was a player. Imagine that. Is there any chance that Totti comes back and does the job with him? That would be lovely.
That would be lovely.
My friends, here we are at the end of the first season of Mourinho back at Chelsea, and I'm a bit worried. I'm scared that things are going to look bad. It doesn't look bad. Third. Okay, so if Mourinho was to come back this season, which there is a chance it happens, even though other managers are at the top of the list of potential replacements, and obviously Pochettino could still remain at the club due to the FFP stuff. But if he was to come in this season, take over the team in the 11th position, how far do you think they could make it? I honestly think he would at least push for a top 8 position. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think. I always hated Mourinho back in the day. I'll be completely honest right now. When he was at Real Madrid, I had zero respect for the guy. But as time went on and as I stopped hating on managers and players, because I felt like, what's the reason for it? Why put that much emotion into a topic that I'm not necessarily attached to? I realized how much of an amazing coach he has actually been throughout his career. I mean, the stuff that he has done at Porto, at Inter, and at Chelsea, so impressive. So yeah, now we are getting ourselves the 3rd position, 66 points, Champions League qualification secured with 0 incoming players and trusting the lads in the team. One thing that really surprised me about this squad, first of all, is the fact that Sanchez didn't actually play that many games initially. Seems like he has taken over now. Petrovic, according to fans, I have seen some voting, some polls. They actually prefer Petrovic to Sanchez. And I gotta be real with ya. I saw this guy play in the MLS. He looked extremely impressive back then. And every time I see him play for Chelsea, he still looks very impressive. So I think Petrovic could be the future of Chelsea. Sanchez, yes, sure. A Brighton goalkeeper, someone that can play with his feet and all that good stuff. And he's tall as well. But for some reason, something tells me that Petrovic could actually be the guy. And then obviously we can't forget about the fact that Kepa is going to come back from Real Madrid as well. So a couple of things to think about there. Now, in a striking position, Jackson has gone up to an 81 and Nkunku 88, Sterling 84, Reece James is a right midfielder and captain, now on an 85, a position in which he could definitely thrive. And then we have Palmer right next to him with Enzo. That triangle looks insane to me, by the way. Conor Gallagher up to an 82. We have Colwell 81. Thiago Silva has dropped massively, so he will be replaced by possibly someone like Badiashile, or we could be bringing in another player in the upcoming season. I don't want to say that I'm guaranteed to stay with these 3 players, which would be fun, by the way, because they're all on the same rating. But yeah, this has worked out. Even though the bench got weaker, we let go of a lot of players. I feel like we kept a couple of decent ones. Caicedo has turned into a center midfielder, has gone up to an 81 rating, so he still has a chance to play for this team. But let's look at the stats right here after this first season. Nkunku, as I said, he was going to be the main man, 25-3. Honestly, if Nkunku could stay fit, I can genuinely see him get 25 goal contributions for Chelsea in the upcoming season. Sterling with the 18-2 from a left midfield position, a position where he has to do a lot of defensive work. I don't necessarily think it really suits him, especially at this age, but hey, we'll let it go for this season. Cole Palmer, 10-8, good stuff. Nicholas Jackson, that's not okay. I mean, you can't be the striker of Chelsea and just get 13 goal contributions in a season. That is just not enough. He might be a great backup, but I don't think he's ever going to be the main man for this team. And obviously, Mourinho, loving Drogba as much as he did and trusting in him when no one really seemingly knew him, I think it's time for him to get his next Drogba in the next season. That is where I'm going to put most of my budget into. Conor Gallagher from centre midfield, 8 and 6. Not bad at all. What did Enzo do? Enzo, any goals, any assists, pal? Where are you at? Oh my God, where the hell is Enzo? Where is he? Oh, he just got 8 assists, 0 goals. Come on, Enzo. You can definitely do better than that. All right, Season 2 begins as we left off in Season 1. Selling players. Raheem Sterling at the age of 29 is being moved on because in that left midfield position, I actually need someone who can defend properly as well. Just like Reece James on the right midfield position. Basically, I need a Spinazzola. And we have Lukaku here, who obviously is coming back. I know he's doing somewhat well at AS Roma, but I don't think the chapter at Chelsea should ever open again. So, Lukaku is leaving. Malo Gusto, I think he's an amazing talent. I genuinely do. I watched him a lot in Olympique Lyon, and I truly believe that he was going to be one of the best right-backs coming up. But again, just as it has been with many players at Chelsea, things just didn't work out. Now, obviously, can't put the blame on just the coaches. We have to put some blame on the players as well. And sometimes we have to realize that things are not necessarily working out. I think against Wolves, he had a terrible game. But yeah, he's gone and Sanchez is gone. I want to trust Petrovic. I want him to be the goalkeeper in this team. Sanchez can have a career as a backup goalkeeper at Arsenal over there. Kepa is leaving to Leverkusen. So both goalkeepers have left. Hakim Ziyech, no future at Chelsea, gone for 15 million. And Thiago Silva, thank you for everything you've done, but you are gone as well for 8. And then Moreira is gone. And then I also loaned out Caicedo. He forced a loan move and he got it to Manchester City to go ahead and sit on their bench instead of ours. And then Andre Santos is also going out on loan once more. So with that being said, how's the financial situation looking now? What did we do in terms of earnings? We have brought in 175 million. In the bottom right corner, you can see it there through transfers this season. Last season, it was, I believe, 90 something. Now we have brought in 175. I think we are now in a position where we can actually go ahead and make that move that I've been wanting to make since I started this. Not even going to pretend like this is a surprise. We have brought in Victor Osimhen. Yes, 70 million plus Nicholas Jackson, leaving us with net profit of 200 million still, because in the first season, 90 million came in. This season, we brought in a bunch more money. So let's look at it like we had made around 270 to 260 million. So basically a huge net profit. And Victor Osimhen joining Chelsea isn't a surprise. I think anyone that clicked on this video expected this to happen. This is not the part where I'm like, oh, look at what I've done. It's just what is expected. He has been very open about the fact that he's been a huge Drogba fan throughout his entire life. He has been watching a lot of Premier League games as a kid, and Chelsea was the team that he used to watch. And when we look at Premier League clubs that need to spend money on a striker, it's either Chelsea or Arsenal at the moment that teams are talking about. And for me, this is just one of the easiest transfers to make. If you start a Chelsea rebuild right now, you start by buying Osimhen. That's just how it is. No surprises there. Had to happen. And yeah, Jackson, sorry pal, you're gone. Patro Fofana on the bench alongside Washington. We'll have to deal with that position. Look, lads, I have bad news for you. We dropped out of the Champions League, but made it to the final of the Europa League to receive bad news again as Chelsea lose against Inter. Mourinho with Chelsea losing against his old team in a cup final. Wouldn't that be a story? Well, let me show you how things have gone in the Premier League. Now, consider that we only brought in one big player in Osimhen so far. 69 points on our team, Manchester City winning the league title, but remaining in the top 4 while still trimming down the squad and giving playtime to other youngsters in different squads by loaning them out as well. Because if we go into our club right here and we go by lowest rating, we start going up here, you'll see Santos is out on loan, Romeo Lavia is still out, Mudryk is still out, Madueke is out, Caicedo. So we are hoping that these guys can come back with confidence at some point. But the starting 11 is crazy now. Cole Palmer with a massive jump in rating, gone up to an 85. and now he's going to be one of the main players in that attack. Reece James up to an 87. Enzo and Gallagher looking solid in their positions. And Nkunku up to a 90. And I didn't buy a new left midfielder. Again, wanted to hold myself back in terms of the financial stuff. So I decided to give this guy a go, who currently actually plays at Strasbourg, which obviously is another team that Todd Bowley basically owns. And they are also not happy with him being there, by the way. But Angelo, in the last game against PSG, he had a last man tackle, which was huge. And he also got an assist, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe this kid is the future. I have no idea, but he's 20 years old. He's from Brazil. He is now a 4-star skill move, 5-star weak foot player. Explosive. I mean, maybe he's the man. If he can put in a last man tackle, surely he can maybe defend for us too. So I'm going to give him that chance in that left midfield position for now. And it's good to see that he has actually grown. And on the bench, we have a bunch of players obviously growing and becoming good backup players for us, which is very important as well. Another thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that I am currently trying to turn Lewis Hall into a left midfielder as well, because the guy has offensive qualities that are huge. At one point, everyone talked about this kid. And there's another kid that is someone that people have been talking about a lot, which is Alfie Gilchrist. Now, for a Road to Glory type career mode, this guy would be amazing. Every time I've seen him play for Chelsea so far, he seems to give it his all. Like, this is one of those types of players that fans absolutely love. So I have loan listed him, but no one wanted to pick him up for now, which is a shame. But yeah, we are looking solid, guys. Very, very solid in terms of the starting 11. But still, there are many things to be addressed in this squad, and we will go ahead and address them in the upcoming season. Because as you can see right here, we're ending this season with 368 million in the bank unspent. And of course, Osimhen, most goals, and Nkunku, most goal contributions. Any surprises? Not really. When we talk about English centre-backs at Chelsea, we obviously have to talk about John Terry. But there is one that is playing right now that has been from the Chelsea youth. Didn't really get the chance to prove himself properly. Moved across to AC Milan and has become one of the best English centre-backs in the world. This is Fikayo Tomori joining Chelsea once more. The lost son returns. And it just makes sense. It really does. Badiashile, I'm sorry. You have to go the other way around. Plus 31 million. So again, not that much money spent to make this happen. But for me, this was clear. Tomori joins in to play alongside Colwill and Fofana. That could be a trio for years and years to come. And at some point, Tomori probably will return to the English Premier League. And I think Chelsea would really benefit from bringing someone that knows the club from ground up into their side. So here it goes. He is now part of this squad, and I am open to bringing in a new left midfielder, but I think I will only attempt to do that in the next season. I am giving Angelo a chance to prove himself, and also I am giving others who are not at the club right now a chance to return and possibly take over that position, even though ideally I would like to have... Oh, Mudryk is already back. Madueke as well. Okay, so I wanted to give these guys a chance in those winger positions, but at the same time, I just don't feel like they have that defensive side to their game. If we look at Mudryk defensively, 47, and no physicality as well. Madueke, 38 defending, 66 physicality. So I'm not feeling it, but having said that, Angelo is not necessarily much better in defending either. 38 defending and 51 physicality. So in order to have the counterpart to Reece James, actually probably have to make a move. All right, I think I've made my decision. I'm going to sell on a couple of players to make that move happen. I might have found the perfect solution for that left midfield position. This guy has just recently joined a Premier League club. We're talking about Valentin Barco, who is going to be joining Brighton. Yes, this Boca Juniors left back / left midfielder is a monster. Someone whose name you should be remembering in years to come, because he does have the potential to become world class. Now, obviously at Brighton, he might be at the perfect club to develop as a young player. We'll see how it goes. Brighton obviously brought through the likes of Cucurella and made them ones that Chelsea wanted to buy for big money. So with Valentin Barco, that could happen again. Chalobah plus 35 million was the deal that I had to make in terms of... Oh no, I only wanted to give didn't want to give Chalobah in that deal. That was a mistake. Ah, all right. Well, Chalobah is gone. He was a perfect backup center back. Do I even have anyone left now? I do have Humphreys. Oh, this sucks now. I don't like this. So we have Angelo here as a left midfielder with absolutely no defending. And if we compare him to Barco comes in with 72 defending, 63 physicality, has good passing, good dribbling. Obviously not as good in terms of like finishing chances with the shooting, but he's going to be someone that could be perfect for this team and the lineup that we have here. And him being from Argentina could make things easier for people like Enzo Fernandez, you know, or Enzo could make it easier for him to integrate himself into this team. So I'm actually very happy about this signing. I think this kid is the future, and I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do at Brighton and now at Chelsea. Well, Jose, you have won the Conference League, I believe, with AS Roma. Was it the Europa League? Anyways, you are now here to go ahead and win the Europa League with Chelsea. Yes, a final has been made, and we're up against Fener, who brought in Bobby Firmino. That actually wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's go and smash them. Our team is tired. I don't care. Smash them. Yes, we win on penalties. We made it happen in the end. 3-2, 59% possession. And now Jose has won another European trophy. This time back at Chelsea. And he has done it with the players he wants, with the formation he likes. And Barco has gone up by +5. The rest of the team looks extremely solid. I mean, I truly believe this team probably plays insanely well. Now, I don't think that Reece James and Barco actually played that high up the pitch. I would assume it's more like a 5-2-2-1 type situation. But anyways, I really like the look of it as it is right now. The defensive side of things must be looking good. Fofana on an 85, while Tomori is on the 88. Colwill up to an 87. Petrovic 85 rated, and an extremely solid bench. If Chelsea has one thing, it's the amount of incredible talent that are there with potential that just needs to be brought out. So the bench will always be filled and it will always look solid. So let's go ahead and see the stats. Osimhen, of course, 31-6. Cole Palmer, 25-13. Better than Nkunku. Reece James, 9-10. Enzo, 9-10. Connor, 7-3. And where's Barco? Let's see what Barco has done. 1 goal, but 8 assists. There we go. So really nice stuff. And in the Prem, what's the standings here? First place. Yes. Jose has done it again. Chelsea have won the Premier League. I mean, with the amount of financial backing this team has, if they could get it right, do you people understand how dangerous it would be for teams like Manchester City, Liverpool, and others? Like, it's scary. If Chelsea spent 1 billion that they basically did and got everything right, including the coaching choice, the Prem would be a boring place right now. But luckily, they have made the wrong choices, and we are here with the rebuild. Let's go into the next season. I think we can still improve this team. Maybe a Champions League trophy. Our dear friends, pay attention to what's happening in front of you right now, because we are getting past Liverpool. Before that, we played against Fiorentina, and now against AC Milan. The Italian teams are trying to stop Mourinho from winning the Champions League. And now in the final, we're up against Leipzig. Oh, I like that. I love it. I absolutely love it. Not because I think it's going to be an easy matchup for us, but because I believe that there should be multiple teams to play against constantly, not just Manchester City, PSG, and all that. Let me know in the comments down below, actually, what was like the oddest team you played against in a Champions League final? I mean, Leipzig has to be up there for me. I think Real Sociedad I played against in a Champions League final this year. There's a couple of fun ones. Let me know your oddest one in the comments. But that's obviously not the only thing that we competed in the Premier League. 5th. Ooh, big drop off. Okay, let's forget about that. We have already won the Premier League, as you know, so we don't need to be worried about that one too much. Did we play in any of the cup finals in the last month? Nope. That also didn't happen. So no cups, no nothing. We're just going for the big trophy itself. And honestly, I love this team. I love what we have put together. Osimhen and Nkunku Palmer. That just sounds like an insane trio. You have Reece James, Enzo, Gallagher, and Barco. Of course, people will argue that Chelsea should probably just go ahead and buy the best of the best constantly, like they are possibly going to be doing with Osimhen. But still, trusting in players that have shown up good performances in tough times, those ones are going to be important too. So Conor Gallagher, good stuff there. Colwill on a 90. He's the future of Chelsea for sure. Tomori back at Chelsea now with an 89. Fofana up to an 88. If this guy can just stay clear of injuries, things are looking good. Oh. Where did my goalkeeper go? Okay, so we have to rely on Gabriel Slonina in a Champions League final, which, don't get me wrong, he's a big talent. He currently plays in Belgium as a loaned player at UPenn, if I'm not mistaken, and getting plenty of shots aimed at him because UPenn isn't the best team. But I want to know what has happened here. He's left to Fulham for 70. I swear I didn't have any release clauses. Okay, well, Petrovic is gone, which sucks, but it adds another challenge to this one. I still believe Slonina is a great talent, just like Petrovic as well. I mean, Petrovic is like 24, but Slonina is definitely a massive talent, and he's going to get the chance to win the Champions League. I guess the reason why we dropped into the 5th position is probably that we lost our goalkeeper. That is a huge hit. Osimhen 35 and 6, Nkunku 23 and 7, Palmer 17 and 11, Reece James did well, Gallagher did all right. Generally speaking, an amazing season for sure, getting into the Champions League final. So let's go ahead and take on this Leipzig team and see who they have. Jorginho Ruta, Boniface. Oh, wow. He moved from Leverkusen to Leipzig. LG Felmas, Olmo, amazing cams, both at least 86 rated at this point. Klostermann playing CDM. Chalobah playing for them now. I see. Fran Garcia, the Real Madrid left back. Kosuno from Leverkusen is... What the hell is going on here? Half of Leverkusen is here. Henry's in the right back position. And then Costa in goal, the Portuguese beast from FC Porto. That is a good lineup. Very technical in certain positions and also quite physical up top. So gotta be aware of that. Going into this final, I just want to say a couple of things about Jose Mourinho personally. I want him to be back in the Premier League. I like his character. I like when the coaches are people where you want to actually watch the press conferences, where you want to hear what they said after a win, after a loss, after a controversial decision from a referee. It just adds to the entertainment level of the Premier League. And I think a lot of the TV stations that are probably paying big money for the rights to Premier League football will be very happy if Jose returns back into the Prem. I'll be honest. Good ball, Barco. And Nkunku. That's a striker. That's how you do it, Boniface. Victor Osimhen. Top left corner. Funnily enough, both Nigerian strikers. But ours has shown how to finish a chance the right way. Costa can't believe it. Take a look at it. Started off with not with Douglas Costa. What am I saying? With Barco on the left. And then playing inside, and that shot power from Osimhen is ridiculous. By the way, I am aware the goalkeeper here, his name is Diogo Costa, not Douglas Costa. I always mix it up.
Because you're an idiot.
Enzo's cross into Osimhen. Here we go. Oh my god, that could have been very special. And Nkunku tries again. Yes. What a finish, Nkunku. 37 minutes in. His first finish was already ridiculous. And then the second is just well placed. Costa, I feel sorry for you. Because you really proven your worth with that first one. Oh no, it was a defender. I thought that he saved it, but it was a defender on the line. Take a look at that. Left-footed, bottom left corner. Boniface, Ruta. Oh, I opened up too much. Boniface again. Yeah, I opened up way too much there. That's the issue when you have 3 centre-backs and you just pull one completely out of position. It falls apart. Then immediately the other one gets dragged out. And then there's a 1v1 situation left, which didn't make us look good. But I gotta say, so far, I've been very impressed with our defense. No yellow card. Okay. Reece James. Down the right. I see Osimhen. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's it. The fact that he knew Nkunku was behind him and there was an opening for him is just crazy to me. Osimhen, not just a striker, but a team player. Oh, beauty of a pass. Thank God we scored that third goal. Boniface is not giving up, man. It's the battle of the two Nigerian strikers. Luckily, ours has done just a tad more. I think Osimhen has a goal and an assist. Actually, Boniface has 2 goals, so it's 2 goal contributions each. Uh-oh. They're coming again. Oh my God, they're going to score again. It's 3-3. What is this game? Skip this right now. My defense has fallen apart. They have found the solution to overcome our defense so quickly now. Not this time. Boniface inside. Oh boy, this is dangerous stuff. What are you doing? Tomori! You can't lose the ball there. I can't believe it. We're going to lose this. I have not lost a Champions League final in so long. And I have not lost one where I felt this confident. My team is nuts. It's amazing. I can't believe I'm about to lose this. 90th minute. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm actually nervous now. I can't believe this is happening. I have lost the Champions League final. I have lost it, bro. Oh my God. He's running through again. It's Boniface. It's done. Lads, I'm so sorry. I cannot believe I have failed to win the Champions League final with this Chelsea team. I gotta be... Look, the team is insane. It well and truly is incredible. Everything I did with this team felt right. The passing play, the movement, the finishing. But how the hell did Boniface and his boys get this done? Props to them. Maybe I should have bought another Nigerian striker. Guys, nonetheless, we created an amazing squad that is capable of fighting for multiple titles. Let me know what you think of the prospect of Jose Mourinho coming back into the Prem and taking over a team like Chelsea. I just want to say, finishing up, that I truly believe that Chelsea have the pieces to go ahead and become an incredibly strong team again. It's just about getting it right? And that will be required. And whether Jose Mourinho is that person, I don't know. I just want to see him back. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And Chelsea fans, sorry for bottling the Champions League final, but at least it was entertaining. I'll catch you next time. Peace.